Yesterday, of course, it was against Canada. Today, against Hong Kong. And she is yet to drop again. Simon Ewell in tremendous form. So the fans here at the Siri Fort Sports Complex being treated to some wonderful badminton all day. 4 courts in action, 3 sessions a day, 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 7 o'clock in the evening. Our match this afternoon between Denmark and Malaysia, Yuba Cup, was such a thrilling encounter. It went past the 7 o'clock mark, and that's why we were a little bit late coming to our evening session. But the fans here, well, they won't mind seeing this wonderful badminton. And there you can see quite clearly 3 of the courts. I can assure you there's a 4th down at that end if you look carefully, far in from where we are. India at the moment. Well, 7-9 down in the second game. Simon Ewell winning it 21-10. That's very, very impressive. Doubles is up next, and this is intriguing because when Hong Kong played against Thailand yesterday, they won both their doubles encounters. Both pairs, in fact all 4 doubles pairs in this matchup between India and Hong Kong, consisting of a left and right-handed player. Well, the Indian pair of Jwala Gutta and Ashwini Ponnappa looking very relaxed indeed. Bronze medalists at the World Championships in 2011. And perhaps the biggest and proudest moment for them was winning gold here in this very arena at the Commonwealth Games of 2010. Jwala Gutta took a little bit of a sabbatical after the Olympic Games of 2012. Not back now in full training. Back after 1 or 2 problems between her and her national federation.
All white.
I personally am delighted to see her back. I think she's a wonderful character. I think she's good for the sport. And she's a very nice player.
Service. Chow to serve. Receive on this side. Voila.
So our umpire for this one, Ivo Kassel from Switzerland. Kelvin Martin of Barbados is our service judge. Both very, very experienced court officials. So they're the left-handed Chow Hei-Wah, but they're Ashwini Ponnappa, 24 years of age, born in Bangalore. Her family comes from the Western Ghats, the mountains. Yeah, very nice place too it is. Well, ranking now for the Indian pair, 36 in the world. Did spend 3 weeks as world number 13s. Against Canada, they had no problems against Alex Bruce and Phyllis Chan. 2 straight games, 21-11, 21-12. The win-loss record for the year. Well, they were semi-finalists at the recent Asian Championships in Incheon. Lost out to the twin sisters, Lu Ying and Lu Yu, who went on to win the gold medal. Only 1 title for the Indian pair, and that was that Commonwealth Games. Now, it may look as if this Hong Kong pair at 85 in the world ranking is not that good. I can tell you they've only got 5 tournaments towards their world ranking. This week they went up 2 places, and there you can see their career win-loss record matches their year win-loss record, which means they only formed their partnership earlier this year. Only 5 previous tournaments. 3 times they reached the second round, twice lost in the first round, and against Thailand, beat Savitri Amatrapai and Duanganong Aruntuson. Well, that was interesting pairings in the Thailand team for that match against Hong Kong. There's our umpire that I was telling you about, Eva Castle. So this will be the first meeting between these two pairs. Kelvin Martin from Barbados. Not surprising that it's the first meeting, considering that the Hong Kong pair have only just formed their partnership. And the young lady just practicing her serve there, Poon Lok Yan, 22 years of age. Her partner, 27, although she'll turn 28 next month. So the oldest player on court is Dwala Gutta, at the age of 30. Also a very fine and very successful mixed doubles player, Dwala Gutta, over the years with Diju Veliavitil. Do you remember that partnership? Excellent mixed doubles partnership.
See that name
Ladies
again?
and gentlemen,
Diju Veliavitil.
on my right,
That's pretty good.
Hong Kong, China, represented by Chao Hoi Hwa and Poon Lok Yan. And on my left, India, represented by Dwala Gutta and Ashwini Ponappa. Hong Kong, China to serve, Chao Hoi Hwa, Dwala Gutta. Love all, play.
Chao Hoi Hwa of Hong Kong. Well, ominous start.
Serve is over. One
On the
love.
low serve. Yeah, that's nicely done. Another
Serve is
fine mixed
over.
doubles player.
1-all.
Chao Hoi Hwa. Been very successful of late.
Serve is over.
Good coverage on the
2,
third shot.
1.
He's got that special serve. He has to be one of the... There can't be many left in doubles nowadays to serve the forehand.
Yeah, Morten Frost and I were talking
Serve
about
is
that
over.
yesterday.
Yeah.
2.
I actually think it's a good weapon to have, because it has the flow of the shuttle is totally different from when you have a backhand serve, and that means all the natural returns that you have to kind of like change it a little bit. So if you have a good forehand serve, I think that can be an advantage. Plus, it's very easy to flick serve with a forehand
Yes.
serve.
Yeah. Now, Jim, I want to ask you about this Hong Kong pair because, of course, Poon Lok Yan used to play with Su Yin Sut, and they've now split that pair as a pair. They played together as juniors, won a bronze medal at the World Junior Championships in Malaysia in 2009. Now they've gone their separate ways. They did get as high as number 9 in the world ranking. I'm just wondering what your take is on that, whether it's a good idea, you play together as juniors, you think you've reached perhaps a standard in senior badminton, you seem to stagnate a little bit.
Yeah, that's often why you do it.
Yeah.
To get some new motivation, get some new things into the game.
Yeah.
And then you sometimes see people getting back together after that, because you realize then what you're missing sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're taking a lot of things for granted. Well, that's how it is in life sometimes. but you often see that.
5-4.
It could also be that the coaches feel that the other partnership has reached its end and won't improve and won't have a chance for reaching further up than they were.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I thought I liked watching them as a pair, the Hong Kong pair as they were.
Yeah, but it's all about expectations. We don't know what expectations they have to them.
Yeah. And us ladies, we can be a funny breed, you know, can't they? If there's a personality clash,
I know.
sometimes, you know, maybe just doing something new for 6 months or a year, as you say, just freshens the partnership, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. I've seen it. Often when we talk about this, I use the case of Jonas Rasmussen and Lars Boske, who won the World Championship and won some tournaments, and then they kind of didn't go further and didn't go well, and then started playing with different partners, and then eventually getting back together and winning the European Championship and the all-round.
Yes, that's right. Well, what on earth has gone wrong for the Indian pair right here?
Oh, they're having trouble really with the tempo, I can see. They're being forced around court.
That's where Joanna Butter is so good coming forward, but she didn't put it away.
Defense too. I think the defense is too good for the Indian pair against Hong Kong.
8 straight points from 3-4 down to 11-4 up at the mid-game interval. And the Indian coaches have some real work to do. Just 4 minutes.
I think that's the shortest set I've seen this far in this tournament.
Yeah. I know. I've seen.
That was a 5 today.
Yeah, to the mid-game interval, I saw one that only took 2 or 3 minutes, literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
then it's number 2.
Yeah.
But it's very fast.
Well, they have been impressive, this new Hong Kong pair.
Play.
I suppose with one of the things with a new partnership, as the Hong Kong pair are, if you get into a pressure situation, trusting your partner to do and play the shots that you're expecting her to play is something that you only really develop over a number of years playing together.
6-11.
So the more that the Indian pair can hang in here, make their opponents play, then I think the more chance the Indian pair.
Gee, that forehand serve.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that good, but they're just that.
You can't attack it because you're so afraid of the flick.
7-11.
See again, it's not a particularly good serve.
No.
It's just you can see the flow of the shuttle is so much different from a normal backhand serve. That is difficult to time.
Strings gone in the racket. Several of them.
Love is over.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
That's a good rally from the pair though.
12-8.
It's from my point of view, it's very clear. The Indian pair has to get the attack.
Yes.
They're not the defensive type of players, so they have to go onto the front court and take the net at all costs, like that. Yeah, and that's where Gupta sees really good.
Love is over. 9.
Yes, her reading of the game is so good.
It's just a soft shot.
Yeah, change of pace.
Service over.
Good return.
Yeah, as far as the Hong Kong pair are concerned, they need to try and move their left-handed opponent as much as possible.
Yeah.
stop her coming forward.
She has a good reach. So that's what she's good at. Well placed smash.
Yeah.
In my opinion, a little bit too defensive here from the Hong Kong pair. They had a lot of chances to find the gap between.
Yeah, you could see Poon Lok Yan committed to her forehand defence.
Oh, that was going wide.
Smashing across the body.
Service over. 15-10.
Next match in court 4, second men's singles, Chinese Taipei, represented by Xu Jianhao.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That is just a delicious shot.
16.
Good tactic.
10.
Good awareness.
Smash as Joanna Gutta. In fact, both the Indian players have.
Service over. 11-16.
Next match, court 3. First women's doubles.
Gone wide after the flick serve. Ashwini Ponappa stepped forward. Normally after a flick serve, you step back. She knew exactly what was going to come.
That was a very flat flick serve. Same here.
Yeah, well worked.
I think they're settling too much in the defense, the Hong Kong pair.
13-16.
If I was them, I would step further up on court and then counter, and just place it behind the net player of the Indian. They feel too safe in the in the defense.
Service over. 17-13.
It's a very strange tactic they're using now, the Indian. Serving flat and going forward. But it worked. It got them in within 4 points.
There's a lot of flick serving going on.
Service over.
Madhu
14-17.
Oh my goodness.
Look.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, it goes high over the net, but opponents do not have the courage to attack it because it looks as if it's going to be a flick serve.
It is.
And then it is a flick serve.
Look,
So
they're confused and totally confused in the Hong Kong player now, but doing really weird serves, you know, high serves and flick serve and go forward. You see, that's just how much you can get out of the service situation. Now there's no rallies now. That's clearly by far in the Indians' favor.
They're back to within a point of their opponents.
If you're Hong Kong coach now, you're very nervous.
Yeah.
This is just unbelievable that they're back in this game.
17 all.
17 all. Didn't see that one.
No. 4 straight points to get back level. Well, I said the Indian pair needed to stick with the Hong Kong pair.
Yeah, this is not. They don't look.
Yeah, you see there was confusion, there was hesitation. Who's going to go forward? Who's going to cover the back? Where should I be standing on court?
But they also look like they've seen a ghost or something. Suddenly they lost momentum.
Yeah.
Totally. Not moving.
Yeah.
Totally outplayed.
You also have to add into the mix the fact that the Indian pair have raised their game considerably.
They have raised their games, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
You know, if this is what we often see in doubles. I don't get that. You know, if you're winning the game and you're winning the rallies, you have to expect your opponent to do something in the service situation.
Yeah. 10 of the last 11 points have been won by the Indian pair, and they now have 3 game point opportunities. 10-16 down. And now the game. Absolutely extraordinary.
First game,
11 of 12 points played from 10-16 adrift. 14 minutes, and all of a sudden, from nowhere, the Indian pair have taken the opening game. 21-17. Well, Morten Frost and I were talking earlier in the day, Jim, about why we love sport. And it's because of situations like this. You think one pair is down and out, you think, you know, Liverpool's going to win the Premiership.
Oh, you had to bring it up. And then my hero slips.
And your hero slips, and then Chelsea score a goal, and it all changes.
And they couldn't even use that goal. That's why we love sport, isn't it?
It is. You just don't know. It's full of surprises. And it's never over till it's over.
It's not, you know, wouldn't be surprised to see the Hong Kong pair come back here. Just as I wish Liverpool were coming back, but they didn't. But they got the Champions League. That was the goal. That's what our Liverpool fans, we go back to earth again and say the goal was the Champions League, and we got that.
You're kidding yourself. And who won the FA Cup?
The Gunners, Arsenal.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been some tough weeks.
Very much taking her time at the moment. Chow Hui-Wa.
Play.
Tie her shoelaces. Perhaps getting her thoughts together. And it is awfully difficult as a player. I've experienced it myself. You think you're playing well, your scoreline suggests you're doing well, and all of a sudden you blink and the game is gone. And as much as coaches, as much as sports psychologists say to you, just forget that opening game.
Easier said than done.
Exactly. And I suppose from your perspective as a coach now, what do? Do you give one positive thing that they should focus on to take their mind off the fact that in reality they should have won that opening game?
Yeah, regroup, you know, talk about the tactics beforehand that we had, and say we stuck to it, and when we stuck to it, we were winning. So see if I could get them back to that.
You wouldn't give them something else to think of?
I would probably talk about the service situation and say, when, for example, that forehand side, don't try and push it, don't try and, you know, they made 3 service return errors by trying to push that serve. You know, have patience.
You know what I would have done as a player, what all coaches would advise against? I would have first 3 rallies of the next game, I would have hit everything as hard as I possibly could just to get rid of that anger inside of me.
Well, if it works.
Yeah. Well, it didn't often work, but I was that sort of person. I needed something like, yes, get rid of that frustration and right, okay, now calm down, now back to business.
Yeah. It's a better serve there.
3-4.
Much better serve from Kuta. Seems to have found the rhythm.
Yeah, flatter smash down the centre of the court in between the 2 Indian players. That's good variation. See the thought process, the desire just to take a bit of pace out of the rally. Wrong formation, well spotted on putt. Court officials have long days here and they remain very sharp. It's amazing the job they do.
7-3. Guns over. 4-7.
Are at her best. The uncanny ability to be in the right place at the right time. Female version of Hindra Sethion never seems rushed, always just seems to have the racket there, ready to intercept. Forcing the return too much, aren't they? Very well spotted, Jim.
And they don't need to.
No.
They're winning most of the rallies.
Good serve. Good defence too from Jwala Gupta. The Hong Kong coaches saying just calm down. And coach there with winning. It's Chen. That's a powerful smash, isn't it? Oh, just really take that.
8-7.
points. 3-7 deficit. 9-7 advantage. Each done it again, kick serve, and not for the drop shot.
I can say that as a coach you would be a little bit irritated now, you know. One time,
as a Hong Kong coach,
yeah, the one time is okay, you know, it's surprise, but you can't get surprised. It's the fourth time now or something.
Yeah.
You know, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
It's simply not good enough.
And that's something that I think in general terms, that's a very interesting point that you've raised, is that because now the sport of badminton has become more professional, we all have coaches, whereas in the good old days, that's beautiful. We go to the mid-game interval with a 3-point advantage. And now we're not, as players, thinking as much for ourselves. We're reliant on the coaches because we all have the advantage of having a coach. And there you can see the 3-point advantage at this mid-game interval of game number 2. Now, Jim, I'm not trying to do you out of a job.
No, but I would love to.
Yeah.
And it sounds funny, but I do think it's a part of the sport as well.
Yeah.
My coaching literally goes on when I'm training my players.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best, and then go out and play.
Yeah.
I like that more. I think that's. I think that's part of, you know, being a world-class player. Also, that you're not, you know, you can think yourself. I'm not saying that the player's not thinking themselves, but it starts really early. You know, it's already at the age of 10, 11. You see coaches in there, do this, do that. You know.
And that coaching involvement has meant that the skill level of badminton players has increased considerably. So I'm not against it.
No.
What I think disappointing is what you've noticed, that the players on court have been caught with the same thing 4 times.
Yeah.
You know, and it hasn't occurred to them, oh, I've got to do something different. And I suppose coaching, in my book, is a little bit like being a parent.
It is.
You teach your child to become independent and be able to cope on their own, so that when they go into the big wide world, and I think as coaches we need to prepare the athletes so that when they go onto the court they can think for themselves and make the right decisions at the right time.
It's also, for me, it's more also fun to watch, that you see that a player who makes the right decisions suddenly is having trouble making the right decisions.
Yeah.
And they're controlling the match now.
14-9.
Good judgment too. Well, this is really just sort of proving the point that I made in the opening game. When you get to a pressure situation, if you haven't been in the partnership for that long, you start to lose trust in each other. And it looks to me as if the Hong Kong pair are floundering about at the moment. They're not quite sure.
They don't have any solutions.
15.
No. Well, I think there'll be a challenge here.
A challenge,
Yeah.
Stop trying to call it.
Yeah.
Just challenge.
Called in.
Nah.
I thought it was out, I have to be honest, Jim.
I thought it was in.
Oh, we'll let Hawkeye make the final decision.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Challenge successful.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
1, 2 challenges
Got a
remaining.
spare pair of spectacles in my bag, Jim, if you'd like them.
15.
I've made a lot of bad calls in my career, I can see.
Yeah.
Service
And
over.
after you've just won a challenge like that, you gift away a point. with an error on
11.
serve.
Yeah, that's
The one thing you got to do is make your opponents play. Put the pressure on them.
But they're clearly better. Also, the Indian pair, they have more tactical awareness. You can see, you know, Gupta is just nice and easy.
Yeah.
They're not even forcing her. You know, she's a player that needs to be forced to move around court.
Yeah.
They just, it's just like they're playing. The Hong Kong pair is playing like they're playing in training. You know, it's a training session and it doesn't work. But we're just going to continue doing it.
17.
No change at all. We haven't seen them change their tactic at all. And it's the same mistakes again and again and again. So
Serve is over.
so much for the theory that
18,
we're going to win the
well.
women's doubles.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, just 2 points away from securing a 2-point lead in the overall tie. My goodness me. India couldn't have dreamt of a better start.
oh,
Beautiful. Beautiful. 8 match point
20.
opportunities.
Match point 12. Serve is over. 13-20.
It's gone wide, and indeed the Commonwealth Games gold medalists Jwala Gutta and Ashwini Ponnappa secure a second point for India in their group match against Hong Kong, coming from behind in that opening game. 10-16 down they were before winning it 21-17, 21-13 in the second game.
21-17, 21-13.
And all credit to Gutta and Ponnappa. Yep, no wonder the Indian coaches are pleased with that. 31 minutes for the victory, 21-17, 21-13. And India, as I say, now looking very strong indeed. Start the best, didn't they, the World Championship bronze medalists, but as we keep saying time and time again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish in sport. Very much the favourite formation of Jwala Gutta and Ashwini Ponnappa to have the left-handed Jwala Gutta forward at the net. That's where she's utterly brilliant. Ponnappa, physically the biggest of athletes. She's one of the hardest smashes in the game. And they went from strength to strength throughout the match. So the Hong Kong doubles pairs, well, they won both the doubles against Thailand in yesterday's encounter. And they probably would have looked at the lineup, and Hong Kong probably would have said to themselves, it's the doubles we have to win, plus one of the singles. Well, one of the doubles is already gone. It is already a 2-love lead in the overall tie to India. So Jim Laugerson has taken his leave, and I'm delighted to say that Morten Frost is back with us for the remaining 3 matches of this tie. And I did think there, Morten, the Indian pair were playing very well.
They were. I was watching it after having a brilliant dinner. It's nice to get something to eat.
Good.
But, you know, I was watching it from the stands, and after, as you say, a poor start, I really think they picked up very well.
Yeah.
So that was impressive. It was a match I did honestly think that they were having a lot of trouble winning.
Yeah. So 2-love the lead for India against Hong Kong. And next up is women's singles number 2, as you can see, next to Pusala Venkata Sindhu against the Hong Kong youngster. Then the second women's doubles, and then the 5th match, the 3rd women's singles. This is the standard.